All right, I got it. Welcome to the Straight Red Card. Hey, thanks to everybody out there who continues to support us. I know we're kind of in this lull period now, right? We're waiting for the next qualifiers to come up, but there's still some interesting questions from you guys and things that people are talking about out there with an open mind and an open heart, unlike that weirdo Donald Lee who keeps posting on our fucking shows like he's like an establishment hack, like he's an insider FBI USSF FBI spy or something, keeping tabs on us, but making sure he's doing their bidding, making sure he's getting their talking points into our. I'm sure he's not competent enough to be working for USSF, but he might as well be. But he's not a very comprehensive guy. Doesn't read well either. His reading comprehension and listening comprehension are really low.
Reading. Who's writing? Who's typing anything? Who's writing anything?
Well,
sorry. Reading comprehension can be responding to posts on YouTube. My bad.
That's correct.
For whatever reason, was when you said reading comprehension, I thought you were talking about articles, and it's been years since I've read an article.
Did you ever write a soccer article? I thought that was my thing.
No, I wrote a number of stuff for One Love Soccer back in the day.
Oh yeah, we did do some of the One Love stuff.
You stuck to Big Soccer for us. I really didn't write anything for that.
Yep.
I don't think I really wrote much outside of OLS. I don't think I wrote anything else out.
It's too bad that never got off the ground with Julian, but anyhow, those are other times. We do have a question though from Lads of America, one of the guys who watches our short show pretty regularly. He asks us, who are some players you guys would like to see get call-ups in October who maybe wouldn't play but gain valuable experience with the group? Okay, that's a deep question because, all right, first, Brett, we got to settle on the number of people we're bringing to World Cup qualifiers, and I'm guessing that's like 30?
5,000.
69. I don't think we're bringing any less than 30 at this point. I really don't. I think Greg's got to have learned his lesson.
No, yeah, absolutely. We need at least a couple in there to add into it. But then we take a look at the English players that aren't going to be able to play against Panama, and we have to rotate around. So we'll need other players to fill in, and so we're absolutely going to have to at least have 30. Because that extra 4 would compensate for the 4 or 5 that we're going to be losing. So for that game.
Exactly. So I think 30 is the number. And maybe we'll just do a show after this about the 30 we think are going to be there. But I think if you're talking about young guys who kind of could, benefit from the experience, I'd like to see Scally there. I know he's just getting his first starts, but he can play either side. Left back, right back. I think he's a great backup guy. He might even play, actually. So, when you say that probably won't play, I don't think Greg's bringing anybody that has like no chance at playing at this point, even if it's 30. I think everybody that he brings in the 30 has a chance to play.
And that's including Roldan.
Yes, it is. So those of you thinking Roldan's not going to be on this next team, he's going to be on this next team.
Yeah,
he's going to be on the roster.
Ow, so that's who I forgot on my list. Hold on. No, I haven't written down. Never
mind. Listen, people keep saying Araujo. Well, we've been calling Araujo up, and he's been saying no.
Though. Sorry, you may have been branching off that. Finish your sentence there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, he might call him up again, and if he says no again, so you can say Araujo all you want, but Araujo has to agree to come and play for us. So there's that, right?
Well, and I had mentioned because we had a question at the last window. Somebody asked us about this, like, would you continue to give him a call up? And I said, well, I think we did our due diligence as far as publicly stating, hey, we want you on here. At this point, I would say, hey, you and me, we both have. If I was Greg, I'm like, hey, we both have phone calls. Phone calls. We both have phone numbers. We have, we have our Zoom accounts. We have emails. We can communicate. We're still interested in you, but until you come out and state this, I'm gonna have to branch off and start asking other people. But from what I've heard, is it sounds like Araujo is ready to make a decision this window. So
That
one
would
way
be,
or another,
he
this
doesn't,
this
he
storyline is
doesn't,
going to end.
he doesn't have to make that decision
He
now.
doesn't.
I would recommend he doesn't actually.
I would agree with you, but from a punditry standpoint here, I'm tired of constantly having to talk about this.
I know.
Make the decision for my sake, but as a person telling you from a player standpoint, there's no rush. Absolutely no rush unless you think that you're a contender for this World Cup, which is very possible. Our right back is still pretty wide open, in all honesty, despite the fact that we have a plethora of right back options.
Mm-hmm.
There's room for players to make a name for themselves and fight for that position.
Absolutely are. Reynolds isn't playing at Roma. Moore has been riding pine quite a bit since was it Gold Cup for us? Mm-hmm. And so you think about Cannon's situation is total garbage at Boa Vista. He's not even making the 18. He's not even dressing. He's still on the team. I mean, that dude, his situation in Boa Vista is so fucked up, it's hard to even explain. So he's out. So yeah, right back is starting to look pretty good. You got Dest, who's sort of a prima donna, and you got Yedlin, who's a hard-working old schooler. Mm-hmm. That's not deep. That's not as deep as we thought it was a while back, not that long ago. So if I were Araujo, I would look at that and go, I still got a good shot at that, but I don't need to make the decision this minute.
Sure.
And I hope Greg and him have already worked this out where he said, Greg, don't call me for like 8 months. All right. Call me in 8 months and we'll talk about it again. So we don't have to go through this charade.
Yeah.
That's the French say it. Yeah. Or the charade of, pretending Berhalter called him up again, because Berhalter already knew he was getting a no last time.
He did his due diligence. He did his due diligence for 2 windows, the Gold Cup and this past qualifier window. At that point, I don't think there's a single fan out there that can say that Berhalter hasn't tried to get Araujo in with the national team.
Yeah.
So, and quite frankly, Araujo's been in the national team program since like the U15s. So again, it's not like the U.S. is ignoring this. He's got a big decision to make. Let him make the decision. And it sounds like, again, he's making the decision here in this window. Whether or not that comes true or not, I don't know. But that's what I've heard. And, take it with a grain of salt. It's the internet.
Yeah. Just an update, Brett. Paula Point will not be coming on tonight for an interview. So we were going to have Paula Point on tonight, but Zoom issues, apparently. Says
we'll get back to him.
It will not let him in. Well, that happens in life, I guess. All right.
We'll get him on eventually, but at this point, we got to move on.
So the show goes on.
To continue with that question, though, the question at hand, other players I would like to see. I would like to see Luca de la Torre.
I think we're going to see him.
I would hope so with the increased roster that Berhalter should bring in. I would hope so.
Yes. Yep.
I would still like to see Green brought in.
Yep, but he's not young, and this guy.
That's a good point.
He did say young, so Green's not young anymore.
I've got a unique one. This is me being selfish and not actually seeing this happening by any means. But right. I would love to see it just from an experience standpoint. Chicago has a 17-year-old goalkeeper that has just made his second start. So it's not he's not starting consistently by any means, but I would love to see him get brought in. He looks good. It has room for improvement, but can incorporate not necessarily in this window, but that'd be fun to see. It's just being selfish.
There's another dual national goalkeeper out there. Forgot his name, but he's been playing regular in MLS as well, and people are saying he's like even better than Ochoa. I have not seen him play. I can't even remember what team he's on in MLS. I'll have to look it up.
If speaking to the fans here, if you know who we're talking about, write in the comments.
Yeah, because I forgot his fucking name and I didn't write it down.
And while you're at it, if you know the name, write in the comments, but then like the video because that way people can see it.
I just
see how well you know about U.S. soccer.
I watched his highlights last night, and I was pretty impressed.
You have a team then? If you watch the highlights, what's the team?
I don't remember. I can't remember any of that, but I do know that he can play, I believe, for Mexico as well. No, it might be El Salvador. El Salvador. And he actually declined a call up from El Salvador last window because he still hopes to play for us. So I'll look that up. Oh, it's LAFC. It's got to be LAFC. Is the where the goalkeeper plays.
I literally just typed in young MLS goalkeepers, and Sporting Kansas City's goalkeeper popped up. He's 19. John Polskemp.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. He's not great though.
I saw him in the first match against New York, and I thought he looked pretty good.
Yeah, he's not bad. He's not bad. Google. I'm going to look up.
You were doing our fact checks
live
in the middle of the show. You see how it works.
LAFC wiki. Los Angeles.
Is it Tomas Romero?
It is Tomas Romero.
I'm just looking at the pictures and seeing who looks the youngest.
Yes, he's been playing. He's been getting some playing time. He's been quite impressive so far. And if we click on him, I believe, where are you, Thomas? He can play goalkeeper as well. For El Salvador. All right. So yeah, he is a
20 years old.
Yeah, he's a homegrown player.
Yeah.
And he could play for El Salvador. Turned down El Salvador's last call up because he still wants to play for us. Okay, good news. There are other guys I'd like to see. I would like to see, but I know there's no room for it on a 30-man roster right now. I'd like to see Sonora, Alan Sonora from Independiente. He's been playing great. He's been scoring goals, multiple goals for his team. He's starting in Argentina. Yeah, that's a wish list guy. Kay Clark, Leon Flack, they're guys out there, but that's not going to happen with this 30-man.
But like Jesus Ferreira, 20-year-old, that's doing well with FC Dallas.
I'm a Pepe fan, but I'm not as big of a Ferreira fan. Yeah. But he's another guy you could bring in. He's played plenty for us. He played the Olympic stuff for us, and
he also played with Camp Cupcake. Got a couple of goals, hat-trick, I think, actually.
Yeah, I mean he's all right. He's all right. He's good. He's a good player. He's a good player. Not butts in his nuts.
I haven't watched enough of FC Dallas and seen him play, but it's almost a question of where would Berhalter play him?
Dude, if we're talking 30 spots, that's a severe limitation. If you want to bring 40, okay. Yeah.
Why not?
Ferreira,
let's do it.
Ferreira gets in there. Green gets in there. Fucking Sonora gets in there. Kate Clark's in that motherfucker. Liam
bringing Johnny Soccer while we're at it.
Yeah. I mean, Siri Cardoso's in there. I mean, listen, if you have that much space, to wax the dolphin, then you can let it rip, right? But we don't. I don't think Greg's bringing any more than 30. In fact, let's end this segment and get to the next one. And we'll talk about, we have some more questions actually. So we'll answer a few more questions. Until then, like, subscribe, share it with your grandpa, not just your grandma. And until the next time on the Straight Red Card, good night.